English Listening Podcast. TOEIC 600 points. Chapter 1. Strategic Business Planning and Implementation. Comprehensive strategic planning serves as the cornerstone of sustainable business success, requiring meticulous analysis of market conditions, competitive landscapes, and organizational capabilities. Executive teams must evaluate both internal strengths and external opportunities while simultaneously addressing potential weaknesses and threats that could undermine long-term objectives. The strategic planning process typically commences with a thorough assessment of the organization's current position within its respective industry. This evaluation encompasses financial performance metrics, operational efficiency indicators, market share analysis, and customer satisfaction measurements. Management teams utilize sophisticated analytical frameworks to identify patterns, trends, and correlations that inform strategic decision-making processes. Competitive intelligence gathering plays a pivotal role in developing effective strategic initiatives. Organizations invest considerable resources in monitoring competitor activities, analyzing pricing strategies, evaluating product portfolios, and assessing marketing approaches. This information enables companies to identify market gaps, anticipate competitive responses, and develop differentiated value propositions that resonate with target customer segments. Stakeholder engagement represents a critical component of successful strategy formulation and implementation. Internal stakeholders, including employees, management, and board members, must understand and support strategic objectives to ensure effective execution. External stakeholders, such as customers, suppliers, investors, and regulatory bodies, influence strategic decisions through their expectations, requirements, and feedback mechanisms. Resource allocation decisions determine the feasibility and success of strategic initiatives. Organizations must carefully balance competing priorities while ensuring adequate investment in areas that drive long-term growth and profitability. This process involves evaluating potential return on investment, assessing risk factors, and establishing performance metrics that measure progress towards strategic objectives. Change management strategies facilitate smooth transitions during strategic implementation phases. Organizational resistance to change often emerges as a significant barrier to successful strategy execution. Effective change management programs address employee concerns, provide necessary training and support, and establish communication channels that keep all stakeholders informed about progress and adjustments. Performance measurement systems enable organizations to monitor strategic progress and make data-driven adjustments when necessary. Key performance indicators must align with strategic objectives and provide actionable insights that guide tactical decision-making. Regular performance reviews identify areas where strategies may require modification or where additional resources might be needed to achieve desired outcomes. Risk assessment and mitigation planning protect organizations from potential threats that could derail strategic initiatives. Comprehensive risk management frameworks identify internal and external risks, evaluate their potential impact on strategic objectives, and develop contingency plans that minimize negative consequences. Regular risk monitoring ensures that mitigation strategies remain relevant and effective. Innovation integration within strategic planning processes ensures that organizations remain competitive in rapidly evolving markets. Companies must balance investment in current operations with funding for research and development activities that create future growth opportunities. Innovation strategies should align with overall business objectives while fostering creative thinking and experimentation. Strategic communication plans ensure that all organizational levels understand their roles in achieving strategic objectives. Clear, consistent messaging helps align individual and departmental goals with broader organizational strategies. Regular communication updates maintain momentum and engagement while providing opportunities to celebrate achievements and address challenges collaboratively. Chapter 2. Advanced Project Management Methodologies. Contemporary project management encompasses sophisticated methodologies that enhance efficiency, minimize risks, and optimize resource utilization across diverse organizational contexts. Project managers must demonstrate proficiency in multiple frameworks while adapting their approaches to accommodate specific industry requirements, organizational cultures, and stakeholder expectations. Agile project management methodologies have revolutionized software development and are increasingly adopted across various industries. This iterative approach emphasizes flexibility, collaboration, and continuous improvement throughout project lifecycles. Agile frameworks, including Scrum and Kanban, facilitate rapid adaptation to changing requirements while maintaining focus on delivering value to end users and stakeholders. Traditional waterfall methodologies remain relevant for projects with well-defined requirements and predictable outcomes. This sequential approach involves distinct phases, including initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. Each phase must be completed before progressing to the next, ensuring thorough documentation and systematic progress toward predetermined objectives. Hybrid project management approaches combine elements from multiple methodologies to address unique project characteristics and organizational needs. These customized frameworks leverage the strengths of different approaches while mitigating their respective limitations. Successful hybrid implementations require careful consideration of project complexity, team dynamics, and stakeholder preferences. Risk management processes are integral to effective project planning and execution. Comprehensive risk identification involves analyzing potential threats from technical, financial, operational, and external perspectives. Risk assessment methodologies evaluate probability and impact factors to prioritize mitigation efforts and allocate resources effectively. Contingency planning ensures project teams can respond promptly to unforeseen circumstances. Stakeholder management strategies address the diverse needs and expectations of individuals and groups affected by project outcomes. Stakeholder analysis identifies key influencers, decision-makers, and beneficiaries while assessing their levels of interest and authority. Effective communication plans ensure appropriate information sharing and engagement throughout project life cycles. Resource optimization techniques maximize efficiency while controlling costs and timelines. Advanced scheduling methodologies, such as critical path analysis and resource leveling, help project managers identify bottlenecks and optimize resource allocation. These approaches balance workload distribution while ensuring that critical activities receive adequate attention and resources. Quality assurance frameworks establish standards and processes that ensure project deliverables meet or exceed stakeholder expectations. Quality planning defines acceptance criteria, testing procedures, and review processes. Continuous quality monitoring identifies issues early in project lifecycles, enabling prompt corrective actions that prevent costly rework and delays. Communication management systems facilitate effective information sharing among project team members, stakeholders, and external parties. Communication plans specify frequency, formats, and channels for different types of project information. Advanced collaboration tools support real-time communication and document sharing, particularly for distributed teams working across multiple locations and time zones. Performance measurement and control systems provide visibility into project progress and enable data-driven decision-making. Earned value management techniques compare planned versus actual performance across schedule, scope, and budget dimensions. Regular performance reporting identifies variances and trends that require management attention and corrective action. Project closure activities ensure proper transition of deliverables and capture lessons learned for future projects. Formal closure processes include stakeholder acceptance verification, resource release, documentation archiving, and performance evaluation. Post-project reviews identify best practices and improvement opportunities that enhance organizational project management capabilities. Chapter 3: Financial Analysis and Investment Decision-Making. Sophisticated financial analysis techniques enable organizations to make informed investment decisions that optimize returns while managing risks appropriately. Financial professionals must master various analytical methods and understand their applications across different business contexts, market conditions, and investment horizons. Financial statement analysis provides fundamental insights into organizational performance and financial health. Ratio analysis examines relationships between different financial statement components, revealing trends in profitability, liquidity, efficiency, and leverage. Comparative analysis evaluates performance relative to industry benchmarks, competitors, and historical results, identifying areas of strength and concern. Cash flow analysis extends beyond traditional profit and loss considerations to examine actual cash generation and utilization patterns. Discounted cash flow models project future cash flows and calculate present values using appropriate discount rates. These techniques support investment evaluations, business valuations, and capital allocation decisions by focusing on cash-generating capabilities rather than accounting profits alone. Capital budgeting processes evaluate potential investments and rank projects based on their expected contributions to organizational value. Net present value calculations compare investment costs with projected benefits, accounting for the time value of money and risk factors. Internal rate of return analysis identifies the discount rate at which investment benefits equal costs, facilitating comparison across different investment opportunities. Risk assessment methodologies quantify uncertainties associated with investment decisions and their potential impacts on expected returns. Sensitivity analysis examines how changes in key assumptions affect investment outcomes, while scenario analysis evaluates performance under different market conditions. Monte Carlo simulations model probability distributions for key variables, providing statistical insights into potential investment outcomes. Portfolio theory principles guide diversification strategies that optimize risk-return trade-offs across multiple investments. Modern portfolio theory demonstrates how combining investments with different risk characteristics can reduce overall portfolio risk while maintaining expected returns. Asset allocation strategies balance investments across different asset classes, geographic regions, and market sectors. Performance measurement systems evaluate investment results and guide future decision-making processes. Risk-adjusted return metrics, such as the Sharpe ratio and alpha, compare performance relative to benchmark investments while accounting for risk differences. Attribution analysis identifies sources of performance variation, distinguishing between asset allocation effects and security selection contributions. Valuation methodologies determine fair values for securities, businesses, and other financial assets. Fundamental analysis examines financial statements, industry conditions, and economic factors to assess intrinsic values. Technical analysis evaluates price patterns and market trends to identify optimal timing for investment transactions. Cost of capital calculations determine appropriate discount rates for investment evaluations and business valuations. Weighted average cost of capital combines debt and equity costs based on target capital structure proportions. These calculations must account for tax effects, market conditions, and company-specific risk factors that influence borrowing costs and equity requirements. Financial modeling techniques support complex investment analysis and strategic planning processes. Sophisticated models integrate multiple variables and assumptions to project financial outcomes under various scenarios. These models facilitate sensitivity testing, scenario planning, and optimization analyses that inform strategic investment decisions. Regulatory compliance requirements affect investment decisions and financial reporting practices. Securities regulations, accounting standards, and tax laws influence investment structures, timing, and documentation requirements. Financial professionals must understand these requirements and their implications for investment strategies and organizational policies. Chapter 4: Supply Chain Management and Logistics Optimization. Contemporary supply chain management integrates sophisticated technologies, analytical methodologies, and strategic partnerships to optimize efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance customer satisfaction across global networks. Organizations must balance competing objectives while managing complex relationships with suppliers, distributors, and service providers. Supply chain strategy development aligns logistics operations with broader organizational objectives and market requirements. Strategic considerations include geographic scope, vertical integration decisions, supplier relationship models, and technology investments. Effective strategies balance cost optimization with service level requirements while maintaining flexibility to adapt to changing market conditions. Demand forecasting techniques utilize historical data, market intelligence, and statistical models to predict future customer requirements. Advanced forecasting methodologies incorporate multiple variables, including seasonality patterns, economic indicators, promotional activities, and competitive dynamics. Accurate forecasts enable better inventory planning, production scheduling, and resource allocation throughout supply chain networks. Supplier relationship management encompasses evaluation, selection, negotiation, and ongoing performance monitoring of supply chain partners. Comprehensive supplier assessment considers quality capabilities, financial stability, delivery performance, and strategic alignment. Long-term partnership approaches often yield better results than transactional relationships, particularly for critical components and services. Inventory optimization strategies minimize carrying costs while ensuring adequate stock levels to meet customer demand. Just-in-time methodologies reduce inventory investments by synchronizing deliveries with production schedules. Safety stock calculations balance service level objectives with inventory holding costs, accounting for demand variability and supply uncertainties. Transportation management systems coordinate shipment planning, carrier selection, and route optimization across multiple modes and geographic regions. Advanced systems consider cost, transit time, reliability, and environmental factors when selecting optimal transportation solutions. Freight consolidation and load optimization techniques reduce transportation costs while improving asset utilization. Warehouse management technologies enhance operational efficiency through automated storage systems, inventory tracking capabilities, and optimized picking processes. Radio frequency identification and barcode scanning systems provide real-time visibility into inventory locations and movements. Warehouse layout optimization reduces handling times and improves space utilization efficiency. Quality management systems ensure that products and services meet customer specifications throughout supply chain processes. Supplier quality agreements establish performance standards and inspection procedures. Statistical process control techniques monitor quality metrics and identify trends that require corrective action before customer impacts occur. Risk management strategies address potential disruptions from natural disasters, supplier failures, transportation delays, and other unforeseen circumstances. Supply chain risk assessment identifies vulnerabilities and evaluates potential impact scenarios. Contingency planning establishes alternative sources, backup transportation options, and emergency response procedures. Performance measurement systems track key metrics across supply chain operations and identify improvement opportunities. Balanced scorecards incorporate financial, operational, customer, and innovation perspectives. Benchmarking analyzes compare performance against industry standards and best-in-class organizations to identify areas for enhancement. Sustainability initiatives address environmental and social responsibility concerns while potentially reducing operational costs. Green supply chain practices include packaging optimization, transportation efficiency improvements, and supplier environmental performance requirements. Sustainable sourcing strategies consider labor practices, environmental impacts, and community development factors in supplier selection decisions. Chapter 5: Human Resources Strategy and Organizational Development. Strategic human resources management aligns talent acquisition, development, and retention strategies with organizational objectives while fostering productive work environments that support employee engagement and performance excellence. Modern HR professionals must balance operational efficiency with employee satisfaction to achieve sustainable competitive advantages. Talent acquisition strategies extend beyond traditional recruitment to encompass employer branding, candidate experience optimization, and strategic workforce planning. Organizations must develop compelling value propositions that attract high-quality candidates while differentiating themselves from competitors in competitive talent markets. Effective recruitment processes evaluate both technical competencies and cultural fit factors. Performance management systems provide frameworks for setting expectations, measuring results, and supporting employee development. Contemporary approaches emphasize continuous feedback, goal alignment, and competency development rather than traditional annual review processes. These systems should facilitate regular coaching conversations and identify career development opportunities that benefit both employees and organizations. Compensation and benefits strategies attract, motivate, and retain talented employees while controlling labor costs and ensuring internal equity. Total rewards approaches consider base salaries, incentive programs, benefits packages, and non-monetary rewards such as flexible work arrangements and professional development opportunities. Market benchmarking ensures competitive positioning while supporting budget constraints. Learning and development programs enhance employee capabilities and support career advancement while addressing organizational skill gaps. Comprehensive training programs combine formal education, on-the-job experiences, mentoring relationships, and self-directed learning opportunities. Leadership development initiatives prepare high-potential employees for increased responsibilities and succession planning requirements. Employee engagement initiatives create positive work environments that motivate discretionary effort and reduce turnover rates. Engagement strategies address factors such as meaningful work, recognition programs, career development opportunities, and work-life balance. Regular engagement surveys measure employee satisfaction and identify areas requiring management attention and improvement. Organizational culture development efforts shape values, behaviors, and norms that guide employee interactions and decision-making processes. Culture change initiatives require sustained leadership commitment, clear communication, and consistent reinforcement through policies, procedures, and reward systems. Strong cultures support employee engagement while facilitating organizational adaptability and change management. Diversity and inclusion programs promote equal opportunities while leveraging diverse perspectives and experiences to enhance innovation and decision-making quality. Comprehensive approaches address recruitment practices, advancement opportunities, unconscious bias training, and inclusive leadership development. Effective programs create welcoming environments where all employees can contribute their best efforts. Change management capabilities enable organizations to navigate transitions successfully while maintaining employee morale and productivity. Change initiatives require clear communication, stakeholder engagement, training programs, and support systems that address employee concerns and resistance. Effective change management minimizes disruption while accelerating adoption of new processes and technologies. HR analytics applications utilize data-driven insights to improve decision-making and measure program effectiveness. Predictive analytics can identify flight risks, optimize recruitment strategies, and forecast workforce requirements. Regular analysis of HR metrics enables continuous improvement and demonstrates HR's contribution to organizational success. Legal compliance requirements affect all aspects of human resources management, from recruitment practices to termination procedures. Employment laws, safety regulations, and privacy requirements vary by jurisdiction and require ongoing monitoring and adaptation. HR professionals must understand legal obligations while balancing compliance requirements with business objectives and employee satisfaction. Chapter 6: Digital Marketing and E-commerce Strategies. Digital marketing ecosystems encompass integrated strategies that leverage multiple online channels to reach target audiences, generate leads, and drive conversions across customer journey touchpoints. Successful digital marketing requires understanding of consumer behavior patterns, technology platforms, and analytical methodologies that optimize campaign performance and return on investment. Search engine optimization strategies improve organic visibility and drive qualified traffic to websites through strategic content creation, technical optimization, and authority-building activities. Comprehensive SEO approaches address keyword research, on-page optimization, site architecture, page speed optimization, and link-building campaigns. Algorithm updates require continuous monitoring and adaptation to maintain search rankings. Pay-per-click advertising campaigns provide immediate visibility and measurable results through platforms such as Google Ads, Microsoft Advertising, and social media advertising networks. Effective PPC management involves keyword selection, ad copywriting, landing page optimization, and bid management strategies. Advanced techniques include audience targeting, remarketing campaigns, and conversion tracking across multiple touchpoints. Social media marketing strategies engage audiences through content creation, community building, and influencer partnerships across various platforms. Platform-specific approaches account for audience demographics, content formats, and engagement patterns unique to each network. Social media advertising options provide targeted reach and sophisticated audience segmentation capabilities. Content marketing initiatives attract and nurture prospects through valuable, relevant information that addresses customer needs and pain points. Comprehensive content strategies encompass blog posts, white papers, videos, podcasts, infographics, and interactive tools. Content distribution strategies utilize owned, earned, and paid media channels to maximize reach and engagement. Email marketing automation systems nurture leads and maintain customer relationships through personalized, targeted messaging sequences. Advanced segmentation strategies deliver relevant content based on demographic characteristics, behavioral patterns, and purchase history. Marketing automation platforms integrate with customer relationship management systems to provide comprehensive customer insights. E-commerce platform optimization enhances user experience and conversion rates through strategic design, navigation, and checkout process improvements. Comprehensive optimization addresses product catalog organization, search functionality, mobile responsiveness, and payment processing efficiency. Personalization technologies recommend relevant products and customize shopping experiences based on individual preferences. Analytics and measurement frameworks track campaign performance and provide insights for optimization and strategic planning. Multi-channel attribution models evaluate the contribution of different marketing touchpoints to conversion outcomes. Advanced analytics platforms integrate data from multiple sources to provide comprehensive customer journey insights and campaign performance metrics. Conversion rate optimization methodologies systematically test and improve website elements to increase the percentage of visitors who complete desired actions. A/B testing frameworks compare different page versions, content variations, and user experience elements. Statistical analysis ensures that test results are reliable and provide actionable insights for ongoing optimization efforts. Customer relationship management strategies maintain engagement and drive repeat purchases through personalized communication and loyalty programs. CRM systems track customer interactions, preferences, and purchase history to inform targeted marketing campaigns. Retention strategies include loyalty programs, personalized recommendations, and customer service excellence initiatives. Privacy and compliance considerations affect data collection, storage, and utilization practices in digital marketing activities. Regulations such as GDPR, CCPA, and industry-specific requirements influence marketing strategies and technology implementations. Privacy-first approaches balance personalization capabilities with consumer privacy expectations and legal requirements. Chapter 7: Innovation Management and Product Development. Innovation management frameworks facilitate systematic approaches to identifying opportunities, developing solutions, and commercializing new products and services that create competitive advantages and drive organizational growth. Effective innovation strategies balance breakthrough innovations with incremental improvements while managing associated risks and resource requirements. Innovation strategy development aligns creative efforts with organizational capabilities and market opportunities while establishing clear objectives and success metrics. Strategic considerations include innovation scope, resource allocation, partnership strategies, and intellectual property protection. Innovation portfolios balance high-risk, high-reward projects with low-risk improvements to existing offerings. Idea generation and evaluation processes capture creative input from diverse sources while systematically assessing potential value and feasibility. Innovation platforms enable employees, customers, and external partners to contribute ideas and collaborate on solution development. Evaluation criteria consider market potential, technical feasibility, resource requirements, and strategic alignment factors. Design thinking methodologies focus on understanding user needs and developing human-centered solutions through iterative processes that emphasize empathy, creativity, and experimentation. Design thinking phases include problem definition, ideation, prototyping, and testing activities that generate insights and refine solution concepts before full-scale development investments. Product development processes transform innovative concepts into market-ready offerings through systematic planning, execution, and quality assurance activities. Stage-gate methodologies provide structured decision points that evaluate progress and authorize continued investment. Cross-functional teams integrate expertise from marketing, engineering, manufacturing, and other disciplines throughout development cycles. Prototype development and testing validate solution, concepts, and identify improvement opportunities before full-scale production investments. Rapid prototyping technologies enable quick iteration and testing of design concepts. User testing provides feedback on functionality, usability, and market acceptance that guides final development decisions. Market research and validation activities assess customer needs, competitive landscapes, and commercial viability for innovative solutions. Primary research methods include surveys, interviews, focus groups, and observational studies that provide direct customer insights. Secondary research analyzes existing data sources to understand market trends, competitive activities, and industry dynamics. Intellectual property strategies protect innovative solutions while enabling commercialization and competitive positioning. Patent portfolios, trademarks, and trade secrets provide legal protection for innovations. Licensing strategies can generate revenue from intellectual property while expanding market reach through partnership arrangements. Technology transfer processes facilitate the commercialization of research and development outputs through partnerships, licensing agreements, or internal product development activities. Technology assessment evaluates commercial potential and identifies optimal commercialization strategies. Due diligence processes ensure that technology transfers include appropriate intellectual property rights and technical documentation. Innovation culture development creates organizational environments that encourage creativity, experimentation, and calculated risk-taking. Cultural initiatives include innovation training programs, recognition systems, and leadership behaviors that support creative thinking. Innovation labs and incubators provide dedicated spaces and resources for experimental projects. Performance measurement systems track innovation activities and outcomes while identifying areas for improvement and investment. Innovation metrics include idea generation rates, development cycle times, success rates, and financial returns from new products. Balanced approaches consider both quantitative measures and qualitative assessments of innovation program effectiveness. Chapter 8: Corporate Governance and Risk Management. Corporate governance frameworks establish systems of oversight, accountability, and transparency that protect stakeholder interests while enabling effective organizational leadership and strategic decision-making. Modern governance approaches balance regulatory compliance requirements with operational efficiency and stakeholder value creation objectives. Board of Directors' responsibilities encompass strategic oversight, risk management, executive compensation, and stakeholder representation functions. Effective boards combine diverse expertise, independence, and engagement while maintaining appropriate separation between governance and management roles. Board composition should reflect stakeholder interests and industry knowledge requirements. Executive leadership accountability mechanisms ensure that senior management acts in stakeholder interests while achieving organizational objectives. Performance evaluation systems assess executive effectiveness against predetermined goals and stakeholder expectations. Succession planning processes identify and develop future leaders while ensuring continuity during transitions. Risk management frameworks identify, assess, and mitigate potential threats to organizational objectives and stakeholder value. Enterprise risk management approaches provide comprehensive perspectives that consider strategic, operational, financial, and compliance risks. Risk appetite statements establish acceptable risk levels and guide decision-making across organizational levels. Internal control systems provide reasonable assurance regarding operational effectiveness, financial reporting reliability, and regulatory compliance. Control frameworks such as COSO establish standards for control design, implementation, and monitoring. Regular control assessments identify weaknesses and ensure that corrective actions maintain control effectiveness. Compliance management programs ensure adherence to applicable laws, regulations, and industry standards while minimizing legal and reputational risks. Compliance frameworks include policy development, training programs, monitoring systems, and enforcement mechanisms. Regular compliance assessments identify gaps and ensure that programs remain current with regulatory changes. Financial reporting and disclosure requirements provide stakeholders with accurate, timely information about organizational performance and financial condition. Financial controls ensure that reported information is complete, accurate, and fairly presented. Disclosure policies establish guidelines for communicating material information to investors and other stakeholders. Ethics and integrity programs establish standards for acceptable behavior while providing guidance and resources for ethical decision-making. Code of conduct documents outline expectations and provide examples of appropriate behavior in various situations. Ethics training programs and reporting mechanisms support program implementation and effectiveness. Stakeholder engagement strategies balance competing interests while building trust and support for organizational objectives. Stakeholder identification and analysis processes determine appropriate engagement approaches for different groups. Communication strategies provide regular updates on organizational performance and strategic initiatives. Crisis management and business continuity planning prepare organizations to respond effectively to significant disruptions while protecting stakeholder interests. Crisis response plans establish communication protocols, decision-making authorities, and resource allocation procedures. Business continuity strategies ensure that critical operations can continue during emergencies. Regulatory relationships and government affairs activities manage interactions with regulatory bodies and government agencies while advocating for favorable policy environments. Regulatory monitoring systems track, propose changes, and assess potential impacts on organizational operations. Government relations strategies build constructive relationships with key officials and policymakers. Chapter 9: International Business and Cross-Cultural Management. International business operations require sophisticated understanding of diverse economic, political, legal, and cultural environments that influence strategic decisions, operational practices, and stakeholder relationships across global markets. Successful international expansion demands comprehensive planning, cultural sensitivity, and adaptive management approaches. Market entry strategies evaluate different approaches for establishing business presence in foreign markets while considering risk factors, resource requirements, and competitive dynamics. Entry modes include exporting, licensing, joint ventures, acquisitions, and greenfield investments, each offering different risk-return profiles and control levels. Strategic selection depends on market characteristics, organizational capabilities, and competitive positioning objectives. Cultural intelligence development enables managers to work effectively across diverse cultural contexts while avoiding misunderstandings and building productive relationships. Cultural assessment frameworks examine values, communication styles, decision-making processes, and business practices that vary across countries and regions. Cross-cultural training programs enhance cultural awareness and develop intercultural communication skills. International marketing strategies adapt product offerings, pricing models, distribution channels, and promotional approaches to accommodate local preferences, regulations, and competitive conditions. Standardization versus localization decisions balance efficiency benefits with market responsiveness requirements. Cultural considerations influence brand positioning, advertising messages, and customer engagement strategies. Global supply chain management coordinates sourcing, manufacturing, and distribution activities across multiple countries while managing costs, quality, and delivery performance. International logistics considerations include transportation modes, customs procedures, documentation requirements, and security protocols. Currency fluctuations and political risks affect sourcing decisions and supplier relationships. International human resources management addresses recruitment, development, compensation, and retention challenges for globally distributed workforces. Expatriate management programs support international assignments through cultural preparation, ongoing support, and repatriation assistance. Local talent development strategies build capabilities while addressing cultural and regulatory requirements. Foreign exchange risk management strategies protect against adverse currency movements that could affect financial performance and cash flows. Hedging techniques include forward contracts, options, and natural hedging strategies that offset currency exposures. Treasury management systems monitor currency positions and execute risk management transactions. International legal and regulatory compliance addresses diverse requirements across multiple jurisdictions while managing compliance costs and complexity. Legal considerations include contract law, intellectual property protection, employment regulations, and tax obligations. Regulatory monitoring systems track changes and assess impacts on business operations. Political risk assessment evaluates potential threats from government actions, political instability, and policy changes that could affect international operations. Risk mitigation strategies include political risk insurance, diversification across markets, and stakeholder engagement with government officials. Contingency planning addresses potential disruption scenarios. Transfer pricing strategies optimize tax efficiency while complying with regulations that govern pricing for transactions between related entities in different countries. Documentation requirements demonstrate that transfer prices reflect arm's length principles. Regular review ensures compliance with changing regulations and optimization opportunities. International finance and capital structure decisions address funding requirements, currency exposures, and tax optimization across global operations. Capital allocation strategies consider local market conditions, regulatory requirements, and currency conversion factors. International cash management systems optimize liquidity while minimizing transaction costs and foreign exchange exposures. Chapter 10: Sustainability and Corporate Social Responsibility. Sustainability initiatives integrate environmental, social, and governance considerations into business strategies while creating long-term value for stakeholders and contributing to societal well-being. Contemporary approaches recognize that sustainable business practices often enhance competitiveness while addressing global challenges such as climate change, resource scarcity, and social inequality. Environmental sustainability programs address resource consumption, waste generation, energy usage, and greenhouse gas emissions throughout organizational operations and supply chains. Life cycle assessments evaluate environmental impacts from raw material extraction through product disposal. Carbon footprint reduction strategies include energy efficiency improvements, renewable energy adoption, and sustainable transportation alternatives. Social responsibility initiatives address impacts on employees, communities, customers, and other stakeholders while contributing to social development and quality of life improvements. Community investment programs support education, healthcare, economic development, and cultural activities. Employee volunteer programs engage staff in community service while building skills and strengthening organizational culture. Sustainable supply chain management extends environmental and social criteria to supplier selection, performance evaluation, and ongoing relationship management. Supplier assessment frameworks evaluate environmental practices, labor standards, and community impacts. Collaborative improvement programs work with suppliers to enhance sustainability performance throughout supply networks. Stakeholder engagement strategies involve shareholders, employees, customers, communities, and advocacy groups in sustainability planning and implementation while building support for sustainability initiatives. Materiality assessments identify sustainability issues that are most important to stakeholders and business success. Regular stakeholder dialogue provides feedback and guidance for program development. Sustainability reporting and disclosure communicate environmental, social, and governance performance to stakeholders while demonstrating accountability and transparency. Reporting frameworks such as GRI, SASB, and TCFD provide standardized approaches for measuring and communicating sustainability performance. Third-party verification enhances credibility and stakeholder confidence. Climate change, adaptation, and mitigation strategies address both the risks and opportunities associated with changing climate conditions. Climate risk assessments evaluate potential impacts on operations, supply chains, and markets. Mitigation strategies reduce greenhouse gas emissions, while adaptation measures prepare for unavoidable climate impacts. Circular economy principles minimize waste and maximize resource efficiency through design strategies that emphasize reuse, recycling, and regeneration. Product design considerations include durability, repairability, and end-of-life recovery options. Business model innovations create value from waste streams and resource recovery activities. Social impact measurement quantifies the positive and negative effects of business activities on communities and society. Impact assessment methodologies evaluate outcomes and attribute causation to specific interventions. Social return on investment calculations compare social benefits with program costs to optimize resource allocation. Sustainable finance strategies integrate environmental, social, and governance factors into investment decisions and capital allocation processes. Green bonds and sustainability loans provide funding for environmental and social projects. ESG integration in financial analysis considers sustainability factors that could affect long-term financial performance. Governance integration ensures that sustainability considerations are embedded in organizational decision-making processes and oversight structures. Board oversight responsibilities include sustainability strategy approval, performance monitoring, and risk management. Executive compensation programs increasingly incorporate sustainability performance metrics alongside traditional financial measures.